Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here, and I'm trying to do this video without losing my temper too much. So basically, I don't know if you've seen the clip with Khan, the Lord Mayor of London, who's been there for 12 years, and basically he's being asked about what's going on in London. You know, Billy, come on, right, okay. Sorry guys, Billy, Kitty's on the phone to your dad. What's going on in London? And sorry, cheers. And about the grooming gangs and that. Listen, I can't even explain it. I can't explain it these in any way to try and let you understand what happened. Okay, I can't explain it to you in words what exactly has happened. Right. So all I can do is show you the clip.
Last week, and you found every which way but not to answer it. Just how many grooming gangs have we got in London?
To avoid any misunderstanding, can she define what she means by that?
Yes, if you look at what's gone on in Rotherham, where there are people taking young girls, grooming them for sex, that is what I'm talking about.
We know in London there are issues about exploitation of young people, but they're not as defined by the member in her definition of what those types of gangs are.
So are you saying we haven't got the same sort of gangs that are in Rotherham, Bradford and lots of other places in the country?
Just for you what's a misunderstanding, what does she mean by that?
You know full well what I mean by that. It's all over the television. You know exactly what I mean by that. These gangs of people that are grooming young girls for sex. Do we actually have those in London?
Today, I'm unclear, Chair, what is meant by the question. If she could spell it out, I can answer.
I've just spelt it out. Are you not listening? It's the sort of gangs that groom young girls at a young age for sex. Exactly how much clearer do you want me to be?
So, as you can see, I don't know how angry you are, but I have to say I am absolutely fuming. What's the problem? So why is he behaving like this? A couple of things I want to say. I want to make clear here, guys. So he's wanting her to say Pakistani grooming gangs for some reason, and then he's going to go there. You're a racist. You know that was what he was trying to do. I don't understand why he can't just say it as it is. You know, well, nobody's accusing him of doing anything wrong. He's acting very guilty. That's my first point. My second point is when I go on about the Home Office and how many foreign nationals we've got working in the high end jobs in government and in the Home Office, in jobs that I personally think should only be for people, the majority of this country, which is, British people born with British parents, and all that. And, it may be a wee bit far right and a wee bit racist if you want to, I don't know what to say to that, guys, what I mean? It's just like, I just look around the world, okay? This is what I'm a logical guy, guys. I'm really logical. And I look around the world and I look and see how many other countries in the world, especially Muslim countries, that have people like me in charge of anything, Never mind even being able to have a voice and voice my Christianity and walk about with a cross and just plank my cross in the middle of one of their parks and start praying. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine where that would go. Okay, so I look at things logically and I think to myself, there's a reason why they wouldn't have me in power. It's because they would probably think I'd be a bit biased, especially if there was loads of more people coming over for me. They'd be like, well, listen, mate, I know there's like 10, 20% of you here, but, there's 80% of us. We can't give you that big of a voice, and you would expect that. That's normal, logical stuff, you know what I mean? And they certainly wouldn't be putting me in decision-making places where I could be biased with my decisions, and saying no to one particular community and saying yes to another particular community, especially when it comes to citizenship and stuff like that. That could be very dangerous, very, very dangerous. And I think we're starting to see evidence of that right now as well. And, one of my concerns is if I'm ever wanting to try and say to you, look, this is one of the reasons why certain people shouldn't be in any position of power. This is it. Can you not understand? I want you to think about this. Can you imagine any other Lord Mayor from this country, right, that be asked those questions would not be able to answer them in a normal way? It's like, this isn't a game. This is serious. 250,000 children, they say. This is the fact that, you've got 1,400 children in one city. and these are the serious ones, and then 50 cities, some of the most horrific crimes ever committed to the children in this country have been committed in the last 15, 20 years. You got to understand that as well. Even with the rings and all the rest, our previous, like, as they like keep on saying, the majority of sex offenders in this country are white. Of course they are. But even with that, guys, even if we do go back into the 60s and 70s, whenever they were abusing our kids in the children's homes, yes, it was horrific, but this is horrific on another level. You've got to understand that our working class kids are suffering on another level now. It's another level. And then we've got this man sitting there smirking and playing politics with an issue that's breaking all our hearts. And you see, this is why people like that shouldn't be put into power. Now, there's going to be questions about. I'm going to tell you now. There's a bit of skullduggery that's went on. This is my opinion. My opinion on this is for entertainment and educational purpose only. I do not have the receipts. You've got to research things, look into things yourself. But I'm just going to give you a heads up and a lift up onto the peak over. This is all I'm doing, guys. You just need to climb over yourselves and have a wee go down that rabbit hole. But he is being investigated. There's something to do with something to do. I need to research it. I am going to bring evidence to you. I am working on a video that these are going to be. I think it's important that you see. I'm going to be working on that tonight to bring to you tomorrow. So that's going to be a good video. If I get it right, and I edit it right, and everything's done right, it's going to be a really good video, guys. And yeah, so I'm gonna. It's a bounce off of this. You know what I mean? And yeah. There's a lot of questions needing being asked. We see the feelings of some of these men when they get into power, how they behave. Hamza Yusuf proved that when he came into power. That was disgusting, behaving like that, complaining that everybody's white in a white country. And it's just racist through and through to complain about the colour of somebody's skin. That is racist, guys. There's no two ways about it. They are allowed to get up. Can you see how the damage that they can do when they're in power? How they speak, their rhetoric. You see it with Hamza Yusuf. You're seeing it with Khan over and over again. Could you imagine more and more people like that, behaving like that? We would have no chance. So, this is a reason why I worry about the future of our country when we're selling our country out at the very highest levels. And I'm talking about our corporations. I'm talking about the centre of London, the Gherkin, all the big buildings. They're all gone. They're all owned by Saudi Arabia. They're all owned by Qatar. They're all owned by China. Do your research. That whole London's gone. None of it belongs to Britain. All our copper's gone. Every bit of copper that we had is now gone. Copper's gone through the roof. The price of copper's gone through the roof. The price of brass has gone through the roof. China own all our copper. They own our copper, they own our brass, and they own our gold. They've been banning it off us for years. For the last 20 years, they've been banning it off us. And now when we need it, they're selling it back to us at 10 times the price. So whose mistakes getting made in this country? I've been seeing them getting made. It's criminal. Even whenever you got to understand another thing, when we change from flat screen, from big bulky TVs to flat screen TVs, guys, you got to understand how quick that was. Now every family in this country had a bulky TV. Either it was a big bulky TV in the living room or a wee bulky portable in every bedroom. Or one in the kitchen. But I want you to have a wee think about how many portable TVs and how many big bulky TVs, tube TVs were in this country when flat screens, LCDs came in, plasma tellies came in. Overnight, these TVs all everybody was throwing them out. Where do you think they went? So there's a rabbit hole you can go down to. We have not only failed our own people, but we failed other people in other countries, the stuff that we've done is criminal. It really is, guys. We're sending pollutants to other countries and stuff like that. Our government I honestly believe our government are really, really bad people. And there's enough evidence to prove it. Everything's wrong. Listen to Stormer wanting to back Ukraine for 100 years. He's nuts. Everybody in the world is going, it's only Britain and Biden and Daft France that are going along with it all. Doing exactly, who's in control? Who's actually in charge? It's no fucking Biden. It's no Stormer. Let's be honest here, guys, right? Let's fucking have a look at this properly. The only people that are really involved in this the only people that stopped the peace process was Britain and America. Right? We know that they were going to have peace a couple of years ago or a year ago, and Britain and America said no. Right? Zelensky and Putin were ready to sign the paper, and Britain and Biden said no. So let's be honest, right? Who is in control, and why are they wanting this war to go on? You know, why are we supplying our weapons to attack Russia? Our rockets are now going into Russia. Russia have now promised to attack Britain. You know, this is facts. This is what's being said. This is what the generals are talking about in Russia. This is what's coming out of Russia right now. They are going to have revenge on Britain because they are British missiles fired by British people, because it's only us Brits can use these rocket systems. We're not going to share that technology over to these Ukrainians. But so the Russians know this, so they know British. It's not only British rockets, but British soldiers are involved in the attack of Russia right now, and that's how the Russians are looking at it. So you can see how the government's feeling this. You can. Trump doesn't want anything to do with it. He's been saying all along it's nonsense, and it really is. Ukraine should never have done what they've done. They should have left the Donbass the way it was. They shouldn't have attacked Russian-speaking people. NATO should have stayed out of Ukraine like they promised. You know, they promised Russia that they wouldn't come up to the border of Ukraine, up the border of Russia. They promised that 20, 30 years ago, and then they started, there was talk of Ukraine going in with NATO. Come on, guys, you know what I mean? That's like the Germans trying to take Ireland. Look at what the Britain do when the Germans tried to take Ireland. They put us in there, and that's why we got the 6 counties. You not understand, you know, the Spanish Armada, when they tried to invade, they were coming in through Ireland. That's why Britain's in Ireland. Of course you're going to defend your border. You can't expect the Russians not to do it. We've done it. Every other country in the world would do it. So, you know, it's different with the Russians. There's a lot more going on than we know, but at the end of the day, we shouldn't be involved in that war. I'm continuously and all the time apologising to Russians online and reaching out to guys and letting them know that this isn't the people. The people do not support this, you know. They need to understand that they do not punish the people, you know what I mean? We've got no hand in this. We do not want to see Ukraine and Russia fighting. We certainly do not want our rockets going into Russia. Russia have never done a thing to any of us. And that's the way it is. Yeah, they poisoned a few people who have, you know, in their eyes have been treacherous, they've been treasonous, they've turned, as you would say, in the criminal round of grass, you know, so, you know, just like the UVF and the UDA and the IRA, they go hunting. When people turn grass, they go hunting them. You know, British do it as well. Every country again does that, but when Russia does it, it's bad. You know, so there's so many reasons right now, guys, why the wrong people are in power, and I'm also saying to you why it's very damaging. This is an example of why what happens when these men get in the power. You know how they do not represent us. Why London is the way it is. You know, it's horrific and it is horrifying to know that this man has got away with this for 12 years. And there's now questions being asked, how did he do it? There's questions being asked, how did he do it? So don't be surprised if you see an investigation coming just shortly. And obviously they're always going to be protected. You know, he is protected. He's being protected from above. Everybody in power is in there because of the people above. You understand? They're the ones that are, the people are above. Britain, Biden, you know, France, what was Trudeau with Canada, but not any longer. He's gone. Macron will be gone soon. France will change. You'll see all that changing. They'll lose their grip of France. Then they'll only have 2 countries left, America and Britain. They're losing America because Trump's coming in. That only leaves Britain. That's the only country these people have got left is Britain. So believe you me, they're going to fight for this country. And when I say fight for this country, it's not they're not fighting for us. Remember that. What we're fighting against, they're going to be helping. They're going to be on their side. And that's how big this is. And unfortunately, this is my opinion, just guys. You know, you need to do your own research. I'm not intelligent enough to bring this, but I'm quite sure there's people out there that probably have already done videos like this, explain it in a lot better way of how exactly why our top in Tories and Labour are controlled by somebody even higher. And I do believe that the historical childhood abuse and modern day childhood abuse of our working class children again is all connected to the very top. And there's men being protected, and that's why these men are being protected, because, you know, they all look after each other. And that needs to be looked into as well. And this is what the problem is with inquiries. They're all panicking right now because they know we're starting to ask the difficult questions that nobody's ever asked before. Nobody's ever asked these questions, guys. Nobody's ever looked at them like this. You know, why are you protecting these predators? And then you start hearing whispers, oh, there's 50 predators, and amongst these people, you know, and then people are going, hold on, but this has been going on for a long time. Then you're starting to see, well, maybe there's a connection why these people are protecting these people, because they're already connecting people that are already, like, they're dying off. These people living in the Houses of Lords, they're in retirement, they're living happily ever after, being protected by the men in charge today. So, you know, I'm not going to go on and on about it, guys. 13 minutes, you know what I mean? That's, you know, and plus. So, sorry it's a wee bit longer than thingy, but I'm going to do a wee video, get a wee video ready tonight, get it ready for tomorrow. And I think he's going to enjoy it. So listen, it's just helping Katie with baby, getting dinner on, going to take the dogs a last quick walk and get a bite to eat, and then get round, stock up bits and pieces, get the house ready, get Katie and baby in that house round there, and just little bits left to do, lino down and stuff, and yeah, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, guys. But listen, rantings and ravens again. I really do apologise. I'm all over the place, but I just wanted you to know what's going on with this can, why it's going on, what else is going on, why I keep saying this. These people shouldn't be there. It's a diversity hire. They're being hired. It's a diversity hire, guys. That's all it is. It's just to say, look, oh, look, we're woke. Look, we have a Muslim prime minister or whatever. We have a Lord Mayor. We have a first minister of this. We have a first minister. Oh, look, look who's in head of this, and look who's in head of social services. Look who we have in the Home Office. We're so diverse. These diversity hires are proven to be really, really dangerous. We're seeing evidence from that around the world in other countries that have done the same thing where it's turned out really bad for them. I'm concerned. I'm worried. I can see where it's going to go. And we need to get a grip of ourselves. We need to give our heads a shake and wise up. You know what I mean? We need to get people in power that represents the people that are actually the majority of the people who need their help. You know what I mean? We aren't a bad lot. We aren't going to leave anybody behind. We're not nasty. We're not far right. We're not racist. We love all types. But we need to rewind a wee bit and reevaluate everything and start thinking about the laws of this country as far as staying in this country. And if you break the law, you know what I mean. There was a day whenever I couldn't get it, I wouldn't get into Scotland or England if I'd done something. So that's another point. You know what I mean. They can't stop us going from different countries. They used to be able to stop. You could get banned from going to Scotland. You could get banned from going to, even if you were born in Northern Ireland, Britain. They could ban you moving from each, each part, and that's the God's honest truth. It's happened. I know loads of men it's happened to. So if they're able to do that to us and hope and say, "Whoa, you've done this, you've behaved in a way, you're not getting back, you're out, don't come back," then it doesn't make any sense why they can't do this with foreigners that are breaking into this country that have got really bad records and are really dangerous men. It doesn't make any sense at all. But again, I'm definitely going. I'm so sorry. All my love, guys. Have a really good weekend. I'll be here all weekend anyway. And mind to give us a shout on X. If you're struggling with anything, you want to chat about mental health, man, I'm here. I've always got 5-10 minutes to leave a wee message and arrange a time where we could maybe phone. If I think you need a phone call, then we'll have a go. You know what I mean? So, all my love, guys, and God bless every single one of you.